It's time. It's time for the Billy Flynn Experience.
Thank you so much for joining me here once again. Coming to you live from the factory here in Kaiserslautern, Germany. You are tuning in to the Billy Flint Experience. I want to thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday evening. February the 5th, 2024. We're going to jump right in to the crazy news. We have what was taking place over the weekend. Actually, was it yesterday? The Grammys 2024. And once again, you always can't please everyone. Someone's always going to look at it as some kind of conspiracy, some conspiracy theory. It just never stops. You know, in particular here on YouTube, you have a lot of content creators who jump the gun and put out misinformation. Okay, we're going to start with, first of all, I would like to say applause goes out to Killer Mike. Well deserved his 3 Grammys. Well deserved. I was happy about that. But of course it couldn't it couldn't go without fail. Something had to happen. And everyone jumped the gun, of course, saying that his arrest leading away in handcuffs was pretty much clouded the whole event. The news, I should say. And once again, instead of people running to the internet to get the proper information or the proper news, everyone speculated on the fact that he was arrested because of the fact the Illuminati. At least that's what a lot of the content creators on YouTube has been speculating all day today. That's what I've been running into. It's just so simple to just actually get the news. And what it was is that no one asked the question, why was he arrested? It's just always speculation. And of course it says right here on BBC News, and then he was just basically detained. But he was booked for an altercation that took place backstage. No one is asking the question, what was the altercation? Of course, it hasn't been released on what actually caused the ruckus backstage. But it says here, U.S. rapper Killer Mike was detained over an altercation shortly after winning 3 Grammy Awards. Los Angeles police said on Sunday. Los Angeles police spokesperson Mike Lopez told the Associated Press that the detention was in relation to an altercation inside the Crypto.com arena where the ceremony was held. Killer Mike, age 48, was booked on a misdemeanor charge, Mr. Lopez added. He was later released and is scheduled to appear in court later this month. Video from the scene appeared to show Killer Mike, real name Michael Rinder being escorted from the scene in handcuffs by police officers. It happened shortly after the rapper and political activists. And I'm taking it that's where people kind of ran off with that. The fact that he's very outspoken. He's a community leader. He's about uplifting and rebuilding the black community in Atlanta, Georgia. And unfortunately, people was taking that as, well, you see, the reason that he got arrested is it's the Illuminati. And they're trying to send him messages. So they're gonna wait until he wins these awards at the Grammys, and then they're gonna send a message to him, I guess. But it says being escorted from the scene in handcuffs by police officers. It happened shortly after the rapper and political activist won 3 Grammy Awards, his first for 20 years. And instead of looking at that as being like, okay, this is his first time winning, let's concentrate on that. Anything could have happened. The altercation could have been between him and whomever over whatever. But the most important thing is that it wasn't serious. He was released, and it's a misdemeanor. And with that being said, again, it clouded the whole event because I don't know, from what I was looking at the winners, because I was very interested in the fact that he won the 3 awards. I was really, I was like, how much respect, because I like Killer Mike. I like his music. I like the fact that he's a part of the Dungeon family of Atlanta. And plus the fact that I lived in Atlanta for 15, 16 years before I moved to Germany. And I was there during the boom of the music, the start of the music, the hip hop and rap era in Atlanta. It started in the early 90s. And I was there for that. Had a chance to meet Big Boy and Andre 3000 and the gentleman from the other people that's involved in the Dungeon family. And they started this movement in music in Atlanta, Georgia. So it became very, very, I don't know, it was almost like a start of a movement. But anyways, so as I was looking at the other winners, it came across that, let me see, I'm going to find it here. I don't know, I'm going to try to pronounce her name. But because of the fact that, again, it was, the event was pretty much, the news was clouded by this event. But I'd like to send, a shout out to Michelle Indegecello. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, but she was a winner in the Best Alternative Jazz Album. And I haven't heard her music for, I don't know, for 20 years. Actually, it's been more than 20 years. I think it's about maybe 20 years. But yeah, she won an award for the Best Jazz Alternative Album. And that's a big deal because, again, she was a big force in Atlanta during the 90s, late 90s, I should say, with her music. She had a very, very big following in Atlanta. So yeah, hands off. I'm gonna give applause to her. Of course, we're gonna move along to, Jay-Z, and that's the next individual that kind of like overshadowed the whole event with his speech, and it's all over his wife. I mean, just because she didn't win an award this year, he was all up in arms about him talking, with his speech, his acceptance speech. He won the Dr. Dre's an award, which is a Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. Of course, he took to the stage and did his speech. And his speech it seemed to me very coded. It was very mysterious. But I'm not going to really go into what he said, but a lot of it had to do with the fact that, Beyonce, his wife, didn't win an award, and I'm not going to repeat verbatim what he said, but kind of to the tune of some is going to leave here. Some people are going to leave here with nothing. Some people are going to leave here feeling robbed. Some people will be robbed. Blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, I started thinking to myself, okay, well, if he feels Beyonce is snubbed, then I guess we should kill all that noise about Jay-Z being a part of the Illuminati. Because if he was a part of the Illuminati, she probably would have walked away with 10 awards. Best album and everything else. But, I don't know. Maybe Jay-Z got his wake-up call. Maybe that's what it was. But again, it's not like Beyonce haven't won any awards in the past. She has, both by being a solo artist and also when she was with Destiny Child. And I'm not going to go into the list of awards that she has won, but I guess he felt some kind of way that the reason that she didn't win Best Album, and he felt the need to express his discontent on the fact that she didn't win this time. So sorry, Jay-Z, you can't have them all. But again, I guess that proves the fact that he's not a part of this secret society thing, that a lot of people allude to the fact that he's a part of this so-called secret society. And in other news, which I really find really comical on this one, Yasin Bey, or Mos Def, is a rapper, New York rapper, made a statement about Drake, which is another hip-hop artist. And he was pretty much saying that, and I heard, I listened to the full interview, and I got a piece of the interview now, but I listened to the full interview, and from what I take from it is that he was joking, jokingly speaking about Drake and his music and his catalog and the category of him being a hip hop artist. The one thing about Drake one thing about what Mos Def was saying is that he doesn't view, which is his opinion, he doesn't view Drake as a hip hop artist. He's more of a pop artist. And he's right. There's nothing wrong with that. Drake has successfully crossed over to different genres of music. And that's good. That's a good look. I'm not necessarily a Drake fan, but I do listen to his music. And I have noticed that he has crossed over to a lot of different genres of music over the past years. He's of course he has been very prominent in the hip hop culture and in the hip hop genre, but he's also crossed over to Caribbean, kind of like reggae genre of music, and he also crossed over to house music or club music. So what Yasin Bey, Mos Def, what he said in his interview is that Drake music is pop, and a lot of it is pop. And the fact that Drake has said that he's going to take a break, because he's crossed over to different genres of music. He needs to take a break, I guess, to kind of restructure and find out what he wants to do next. In my opinion, he's done it all. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, Mos Def was I don't know who he was interviewing with, but he was speaking his mind on Drake. We're gonna play a little bit of it.
Like, is Drake hip hop?
Why are you doing this to me?
Drake is pop to me, in the sense like if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or it's
Commercial music,
shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean,
It's
get
commercial, entertaining, fun, good,
it's
formulaic music.
It's likable.
Likable music, yeah.
It's likable.
But is it? I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move on.
Woo! So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs. Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising. So many barcodes.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything. Everything's here. They have everything here. Oh, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great. Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
What's in it for your audience apart from like banging the pom-poms?
He has a valid point, in my opinion. He has a very, very, very good valid point, because the unpopular opinion of hip hop right now, hip hop is dead. Of course, that's the unpopular opinion based on record sales, based on artists and their new music. There's nothing really interesting and new out right now. It's nothing really worth listening to, I would even say. You have maybe a few strong artists that are making music, that's still making good music, but for the most part, a lot of it is garbage. And it's not only my sentiments, but a lot of people feel the same way. Both, people of this generation and the so-called the Gen Zs, the millennials. They all feel the same way, that a lot of the music that is being made today is trash. So yeah, he has a valid point that it seems like a lot of music or the whole genre, the arena of hip hop is crumbling. And again, that's just pretty much opinionated, but What's more interesting to me, of course, Fat Joe had to chime in. And Fat Joe took it to a whole nother level, which had nothing to do with music. But we're going to listen to what Fat Joe had to say.
Talib Kweli, they the pure. I guess they assume they're the pure. Right? Now I salute them. They are real hip hop. But when the picture comes out and you wearing a dress 2 days later, like, bro, we got this all fucked up now. Where's the backpack? Where's the Timbs? Where's where's the Brooklyn in the house? You know, this is the time when Brooklyn don't claim certain dudes. Like, at a time like this, they'll shy away from them and be like, nah. That ain't Atlantic Avenue, bro. That ain't Bed-Stuy. That's, yo, bro. The boy got the moon boots on. The shit's my daughter wear. With a kilt.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. Basically, what he was saying is that a picture surfaced on the internet of Mos Def in a very peculiar outfit. What it appeared to be a skirt or a kilt, where everyone is calling it a skirt. And what Fat Joe was describing is the fact that Mos Def, and he's saying that Mos Def had the nerve to criticize Drake and Drake not being hip hop. And Fat Joe comparing Mos Def outfit as not being hip hop. He's describing most of his outfit, and he's saying the moon boots or a part of his outfit, Mos Def outfit. He had on moon boots, and he's saying that his daughter has a pair of those. So he's trying to take a shot. It was a cheap shot. So as I'm listening to this part of Fat Joe's podcast, and I'm listening to it, and I'm saying, wait a minute, Fat Joe was wearing the same type of moon boots 2 years ago, and he was photographed in Brooklyn, or he was photographed somewhere in New York with this outfit on, with these Yeezy boots, the same type of boots. And I found that kind of comical that, you know, instead of keeping it on the side of music, he's kind of going after Mos Def and his choice of wardrobe. Again, that was a cheap shot. In my opinion, that was a cheap shot. So we're going to finish. Hear what he has to say.
I don't give a you call it a kill, call it skirt. It's a skirt. It's a skirt. It is what it is. And so we can't, and I seen a lot of people, I see Knicks Fan TV on here. I seen a lot of people they beat me to this. They just ran to it like Waka Flocka, Five Mics, you can't do that. You can't disvalidate somebody because you're the pure hip hop, and the next day it's this picture of you with a skirt on with moon boots. Come on, bro. That one threw me for a loop because I was still going to defend Drake and say, yo, he's hip hop. He spits better than everybody. He just makes hits for everybody. But I was going to go Mos Def. I understand we come from the same roots, the same tree. But a day later, the skirt, the kilt, credibility's at an all-time low.
So what it appears is though Fat Joe had a problem with Mos Def speaking his mind about how he feels about Drake's music. It seems though as like everyone has this type of an allegiance, like they owe Drake something. Everyone's coming to his rescue or everyone's coming to his defense. Kind of reminds me of Eminem. You know, whenever someone says something bad about these particular artists, then you have everyone coming out of the woodwork. All the other hip hop artists or all the other musicians or producers or whomever comes out of the woodwork And it's like they have like this weird obsession or allegiance to the said artist that's being ridiculed or being questioned or their music being critiqued. And it's almost like so it almost makes it seem as though anyone who speaks out against these certain artists, they are attacked. And these artists, like Mos Def, has been around for 20, 25 years, maybe, probably longer. But I know he's been a part of Black Star, which him and Talib Kweli. So that was the late 90s. And then of course Mos Def with his solo albums. Great music. And again, I can understand what Mos Def is saying as far as what he said about Drake, and Drake being really commercial and real extremely popular, making pop music. And that's only because of the fact that he crossed over. He has crossover appeal, and that's not a bad thing. It's not like Mos Def said that Drake his music fell off. Drake is whack. Makes crappy music. He can't rap. He said nothing like that. But anyways, the last person that has something to say was Waka Flocka.
I don't usually do this, but that Mos Def shit, boy, you tripping. You really tripping, my boy. You go from goddamn telling Drake he not hip hop to putting on a goddamn Roddy Piper dress like a wrestler. So that's what hip hop is? Bro, I never in my life do lame shit like that. I feel like this shit lame. But bro, I got to say something, bro. That shit lame what the fuck you did. Now you just made that really look like hip hop. And you look like a hater. FYI.
See, again, it's like everyone's coming to the defense of Drake as if Drake can't speak for himself. But anyways, again, thank you so much for listening in to tonight's podcast. Again, I'm Billy Flint. This is the Billy Flint Experience. You're coming in live here from Kaiserslautern, Germany at the factory. Thanks so much for listening. And I was thinking, even though YouTube has changed up and YouTube is changing, and then there's a lot of content creators and their accounts being closed, and that's basically because of a lot of the misinformation, a lot of bad content being put out on the YouTube. So I'm thinking that maybe this year I'm going to try to do more. But as like with all the rest of my content, I try to stay concise and truthful with my content. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not looking for followers or views or subscribers. That's fine if whomever wants to subscribe or whomever wants to like my content. It doesn't matter to me. I do this because I enjoy providing news. But at least I want the news that I provide to be correct and not full of conspiracy theories. So just wanted to put that out there. So yes, this year I will try to do it more often. So as news happen, I'll bring it forward and we'll see where it goes. But once again, thank you so much for listening. Look forward to being with you again. Have a safe week. Be safe.